Good day to you, good gents, gals, and non-binary pals. And I would like to welcome you to the D20 show. I am Viktor D20, the wizard of this cursed abode, and I make D&D content as fairly often as I can. I got a lot of work in progress. Not even gonna fucking try to dabble in animation anymore, and I'm pretty sure I may have just lost my monetization. Maybe not though. Maybe I'm lucky. Well, anyway, I'd like to welcome you to today's episode where we talk about an old monster from Dungeons and Dragons history going all the way back to the White Dwarf magazine's Fiend Factory columns. Yes, I know AJ Pickett already covered them. Fucking AJ Pickett this, AJ Pickett that. I'm just trying to do my own thing. In fact, I'd like to introduce you to my iteration of the Cauldronborn. Oh, and I just spoiled it without any real build-up. Oh, blast it all. Oh well, let's get to it, shall we? We don't have all day, do we? Now, let us begin. So, firstly, here is the stat block. It's nothing really to gawk at. It's a CR2 humanoid creature, as I personally felt like the Cauldronborn would do fine as humanoids, considering that they aren't really undead. They have a couple of special features, such as the Cauldron Bound, as well as strength in numbers, in which when one dies, the others gain health but lose AC, and also gain 5 extra feet of movement speed. Considering that their speed is 20 feet, that's not too bad at all. Oh boy, when there's big groups of them, then it gets really scary when the last one is faster than a bullet. They've got a great axe and a great sword. You know, I like to throw some variety in there, depending on what kind of a region you're in. Are you in Germany? Well, then they have a great sword. Are you in the north? That's probably a great axe territory right there. Well... Truly, it is a interesting creature. But how about in practice? How would they function in combat, for example? That's true, the question, isn't it? Picture the following scene. Your weary group of third-level adventurers have been tracking down mysterious raiders recently, but with no luck. As they are camping out one night, they spot a small shadow in the tree line. It is a bugbear, clearly, and it begins running away. As you follow it, you arrive to a clearing where a strange green mist lingers. The ground is covered in mucus, and in the center is a large black cauldron. The cauldron is threatening, to say the least. It gives off a strange aura of evil, like no other. As you approach wearily, the paladin gets closer and closer. The air stinks of a drowned or exploded carcass. It is heavy and cold. As the paladin gets closer and the mist is disturbed, something suddenly moves beneath the surface. And as this something begins emerging, the feeling of unease and being watched only gets worse. Suddenly, from the depths of the cauldron bursts a seemingly undead creature. Its flesh is fetid, pale, could be a little clammy. And then another one bursts through the ground, while another 4 approach from the tree line, having been watching and waiting. And now you find yourself surrounded by 6 Cauldronborn, and you must deal with them in orderly fashion, or be doomed. Well, how about we see how this group of adventurers would fare in a battle against some Cauldronborn, huh? So, first round of combat. The paladin and cleric have managed to reduce one Cauldronborn to about half of its health. The fighter caught some lucky crits, and the wizard has been pelting the one approaching her with magic missiles. Overall, the party has fared well, but the Cauldronborn could draw ever closer and will soon be upon them. So far, the Paladin's armor class and the Fighter's armor class have been proven quite useful, as the Cauldronborn have failed to hit any of them so far. But that's about to change, as the Cauldronborn approaching the Wizard is getting closer and closer. Truly concerning. Round 2 kicks off promisingly enough, with the fighter scoring another crit and the DM demanding to check out his dice. They were not loaded. I guess the fighter was just having a good day. The paladin and the cleric managed to take one down, and as they die, the other Cauldronborn only seemed to get faster. The one coming closer to the wizard finally reaches her and manages to reduce her to half health in a single swing. Terrible constitution, I suppose. The cleric is forced to make a difficult decision, just what to do. There's a Cauldronborn right next to her, but she has to save the wizard. Maybe, just maybe, she could risk the attack of opportunity. The fighter has another one coming at him. This one was faster than he was used to, and now he is confused as to what the hell their speed is. And yes, the paladin has also made the horrible discovery that these things are not in fact undead. They are very much plenty alive. Truly a terrifying encounter so far. Skipping ahead a few rounds of combat, there has been a lot of hitting, a lot of missing, and at some point the DM seems to have forgotten that one of the Cauldronborn was supposed to be resistant to bludgeoning damage. Oh well, it got hit in the head pretty hard, and the DM was too awkward to retcon it later on. Well then, no retcons I suppose. It's a good policy. As for the fighter and the paladin, they've been dealing with their respective Cauldronborns. One of them has become so fast that the paladin's been having a hard time keeping up with it. Then again, he hasn't really moved much, just expecting it to come to him to do another hit and run. And so far it's been doing just that, fairly monotonely. The fighter's getting a little annoyed, and now he sees that the cleric is in trouble and the wizard is down. Which is probably exactly why the concentration on his magic weapon actually ended up going away. The reason he's been unable to kill Cauldronborn as effectively. Oh well, guess it's off to flanking positions, huh? Second to last round of combat sees the paladin utilizing his sentinel feat and successfully slowing down the Cauldronborn for at least a bit. The annoyed fighter and the very, 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 very annoyed cleric managed to down the second to last Cauldronborn, and now it's a matter of the paladin just getting a good hit. Then again, he may have wasted it on the opportunity attack, which turned into a critical divine smite. Honestly, not a very bad outcome for him. But then again, the tides may still turn if this Cauldronborn turns out to be too annoying to deal with. So far it's been very lucky when it comes to avoiding hits. Finally, successfully combining their efforts, the paladin and the cleric take down the last of the Cauldronborn. The party is beaten, they are bloodied, they are frustrated. Undoubtedly so. And honestly, would you even blame them? They just had to endure some serious bullshit. Well, then again, they are only 3rd level. These Cauldronborn are resistant to non-magical damage. How do you even respond to that one? I mean, honestly, I'm surprised that they even came out in one piece. Hell, the wizard actually managed to pass all of her saving throws. Well, almost died there when she got a natural 1 on one of them, but I mean, hey, she's alive, and that's good. And the combat was certainly long and arduous, but it's done with now, so we can draw our conclusions at the end of the video. As the party is getting ready to leave and go back to the camp, behind them they hear a maniacal cackling.
You weren't supposed to survive that. Oh well, I guess it's time to improvise.
And as they turn, the same bugbear from before is standing behind them. He throws a cloud of dust upon them, and one by one they fall asleep. as the bugbear chuckles like a maniac.
Sweet dreams.
And so the scenario comes to an end. So there you have it. The Viktor D20 spin on the Cauldronborn. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a like. If you did not like the video, well, I mean, I'm sure I can see the dislikes. I mean, honestly, like, just let me know what you thought. If you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe. This is my first video of 2022, and honestly, I'm trying to get my schedule together. I'm currently working on several RPG books, one of which I'm going to be talking about in a future video, but that's going to require some re-editing, I feel. Or maybe I just want to use my Black Mage icon for that one. Oh well, we'll have to wait and see. But until then, behave, my friends, behave. And may Rad watch over you and bring you plenty of radiation poisoning in the future.